Number 7. Cockroaches. When you think about cockroaches, you likely think about how hard they are to kill at times, or how they can survive a nuclear explosion, which they can for the record. You also think about the many myths that surround them, like how they love to live in human homes, how they can spread disease easily, and stuff like that. There are over 30,000 species of cockroaches in the world, and guess what? Only about a dozen or so like to live in human dwellings, as most prefer the outdoors. Plus, while they can potentially pass a disease to a human, it's via a set of circumstances that are very, very easy to prevent. Not to mention that the germs honestly don't stay on them that easily. If you want to kill a cockroach when you see it, that's fine. Just don't think you have to go through a decontamination process after you do. Number 6. Killer whales. Who doesn't like Shamu? Or Willy? Yet orcas are also known by a less flattering title, killer whales. And while we all love Shamu, we don't love the stories of whales harming their trainers at places like SeaWorld. But have you ever asked yourself the question about why whales have hurt their trainers? It's because they aren't meant to be in captivity in the first place. Out in the open ocean, there have only been a few killer whale attacks, and those were honestly accidents. In most cases, orcas welcome humans when they're in open water. So while whales are predators in their own right, and they can be killers, it's not as bad as you've been led to believe. Number 5. Rats. Okay, this one is tricky, because there are things that rats do that are very bad, but on the flip side, it's not as bad as you think. Most people think about the Black Plague when they think of rats, and it is true that the plague was carried by them, but not entirely by them. In fact, it was the fleas on the rats that really caused most of the damage to the population of Earth. Then there's the fact that they're dirty creatures because they like to live in sewers, feed off of trash, and so on. Well, they live underground not because they're dirty, but because they're shy. They just don't like the spotlight, and they definitely don't like the predators that are waiting for them above ground. In reality, rats are quite useful little creatures. They've been known to make good pets and can work well with others. Besides, if rats were so horrible, then why did Pixar make Ratatouille? I rest my case. Number 4. Bees. Oh yeah, bees have to be on this list. For when most people see a bee, they freak out. Granted, I freak out too. And when one got into my home recently and I couldn't figure out a way to kill it without getting stung, I nearly lost my mind. But the truth is, bees usually only attack people because you disrupt what they're doing, or you mess with their hive, which is always a big no-no. Here's a fun fact. Bees and their stingers are connected in such a way that when they lose them via stinging a human, the bee passes away. Yeah, it's literally a one-hit thing, and they're gone shortly after. So it's for this reason that bees don't go and attack humans. Sure, there are some bees that have more of a penchant for it, like killer bees, which was actually an accident of science. But on the whole, bees just want to do their best for the hive, then do whatever else is required of them.